Hi, my name's Stuart Neal, I'm 17, I live in Albany, Western Australia, and I'm making this video to apply for the 2014 Asian Science Camp. In the last few years, science has taught me a lot. I know why winter's colder than summer, I know why this ball won't fall off my finger, and I know more about electrons than every single person on Earth 200 years ago. That's why I love science, because it gives me answers, and I need science because I have so many more questions, but what I don't like about science is the way that it's taught. I graduated year 12 last year from a state-run public school, so I got the same education that the majority of Australian kids get. This is what schools teach kids about atomic theory. If I cut an object in half, and then I cut that half in half, and I just keep halving it and halving it and halving it, eventually I'm going to get to a tiny little particle that can't possibly be cut. That's called an atom. An atom has three particles, a proton, a neutron, and an electron. Different atoms have different combinations of these particles. Atoms join together to make molecules, and everything in the universe is made of atoms. That's fine, but what they forgot to tell us is this. An atom can't think and can't move on its own, and it's just as alive as, say, this brick. But put atoms together, you get molecules. Put molecules together, you can get a cell. Put cells together, you can get a person. Stack up bricks, and what you get is a pile of bricks. Stack up atoms, and you get a living, breathing, thinking human. Basically, if you arrange the particles of some clay a little differently, a consciousness will just spring from nowhere. You don't learn that in school. Why doesn't school teach that? That blows my mind. There's more. Physics can predict what things will do. I can predict how long this ball will take to hit the ground just using some simple equations, and school taught me how to do that. What school doesn't teach is that everything can be predicted. Everything. There's a lot of variables, but with the right numbers and a big calculator, you could predict all of history, including my life. If my life's already been predicted, then I can't have any control over it, and the same goes for your life. What I'm basically saying is, free will does not exist. That's not even the weirdest bit. The weirdest part is that free will doesn't exist, and no one told me. Why aren't schools teaching this? There's stuff out there that can change the way you think forever. And more kids would study science if they knew about them, but they don't. This is every science textbook I've had for the last 2 years. 4,000 pages, and not one of them mentions how mind-numbingly beautiful science can be. The point I'm making here is that there are incredible bits of science that school just doesn't teach, and that's why I want to go in this camp. The reason I did this video the way I did is to show you that I can communicate well. I've done a lot of public speaking, I got the second highest ATAR at my school, and I have a pretty amazing smile. It frustrates me that I had to find this out on my own, and I'll work as hard as I can to show it to other people. I'll write letters to the local paper, I'll talk at local schools, and I am fantastic at networking over the internet. I've wanted to do something like this for ages. I want to be clear, I'm not using these talks as an excuse to go on this camp. I'm using this camp as an excuse to go on these talks. I'm the guy for the job here. I'd love to go on your camp. It sounds amazing, and I'd love an excuse to tell as many people as I can what I've just told you. I'll actually tell them a lot more, but your time limit is killing me. Speaking of which, I have to go. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.